This is a Transportation TV News update. I'm Tony Dorsey reporting. In news from Capitol Hill this week, House Ways and Means Committee Chairman Sander Levin, Democrat from Michigan, introduced a new bill that would extend Build America bonds past their December 31st expiration date. The Investing in American Jobs and Closing Tax Loopholes Act, H.R. 5893, would extend BABs, as they're called, for 2 years. The bonds have been a real boon to state and local governments, which, according to Bloomberg News, have sold more than $12 billion of securities to leverage funds at lower costs for public works projects like a new bridge across San Francisco Bay and a nuclear reactor in Georgia. Also on Capitol Hill this week, testifying before the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee Tuesday, July 27th, Transportation Secretary Ray LaHood reiterated the Obama administration's opposition to a federal gasoline tax increase. The 18.4 cents a gallon federal gas tax, which supports both highway and transit programs, hasn't been increased in 17 years. Federal fuel tax revenues, which include taxes on diesel fuels, goes into what's called the Highway Trust Fund, which has faced insolvency 3 times in the past 2 years. The main topic of Tuesday's hearing was recovery funding. However, Secretary LaHood used the opportunity to address the gas tax. B&A reports LaHood said, "We have 10% unemployment, and people can hardly afford to pay for a gallon of gasoline." According to B&A, LaHood also insisted that a combination of financing methods like the president's proposed infrastructure bank, public-private partnerships, and more tolling could be sufficient to pay for a $500 billion reauthorization bill without raising taxes. The House Highway and Transit Authorization Bill has been stalled in the House for months. In news on high-speed rail, Wisconsin Governor Jim Doyle signed an agreement with the Federal Railroad Administration this week, which provides $46.5 million in Recovery Act funds for work to continue on that state's aggressive high-speed rail program. Wisconsin previously received $5.7 million, bringing its total to $52.2 million in grants. In January, President Barack Obama announced an unprecedented $8 billion in recovery fund grants would be awarded to state departments of transportation for high-speed and intercity passenger rail projects. Wisconsin will ultimately receive $822 million for high-speed rail. Secretary Ray LaHood was on hand for Thursday's announcement. In news from the states, MarketWatch reports that California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger reinstated furloughs for state workers in an executive order, declaring a fiscal emergency resulting from a $19.1 billion state deficit. The new furloughs call for state employees to take 3 unpaid days off a month starting August 1st until the state can enact a new budget or the state has enough cash on hand for the fiscal year. In New Jersey, transportation officials are considering replacing its free Roadside Assistance program with a private company that would charge to change a tire, jump a battery, or provide a gallon of gas. Operating since 1994, the emergency roadside service was created to keep lanes clear, reduce congestion, and increase safety. The Atlantic City newspaper reports 114,000 motorists benefited from the free service last year alone, at a cost of about $12 million. State officials say the savings would be used for transportation projects. No word yet on when a decision might be made. And North Carolina, West Virginia, and the city of Detroit have passed new idling regulations for big rigs and buses. Go to the American Transportation Research Institute website for more details. That's the Transportation TV News Update. I'm Tony Dorsey reporting.